He had not expected it. He knew Thai women were supposed to be quiet, reserved, restrained, the opposite of expressive. That was what everyone said. That was what the cultural framework suggested. And then something happened in the bedroom that completely contradicted everything he thought he knew. Here is the hidden truth about why Thai women are loud in bed, what it actually means, where it comes from, and what it is telling you that you probably missed. The single most important thing to understand about Thai women and vocal expression in intimate contexts is the gap, the enormous, specific, culturally produced gap between how Thai women present in public and who they are in private. In public, Thai women are among the most restrained in Asia, composed, soft-spoken, careful about face and reputation. In private, with someone they have genuinely chosen and genuinely trust, the restraint that governs public life does not simply relax, it reverses. The energy that has been contained all day finds its release in the one context where release is permitted. Thai culture makes an unusually sharp distinction between public and private self. The private self is not the false self. It is the full self, released from the social management that public life requires. The woman who has been managing her presentation all day arrives at a private, intimate context carrying the compressed energy of all that management. When the context is safe, when the person is trusted, when the social architecture falls away, what releases is not a performance. It is decompression. The volume is not artificial. It is proportional to what was being held. He had known her for 3 weeks. She had been quiet, careful, soft-spoken in every interaction. He had formed a complete picture of who she was. In private, something entirely different had arrived. He had been genuinely surprised. Not uncomfortably, just completely caught off guard by the distance between the woman he thought he had understood and the woman who was actually in the room. He had thought, I was seeing 1/3 of her. The other 2/3 were here the whole time. I was seeing 1/3 of her. The other 2/3 were here the whole time. Before we continue, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any videos in the future. Not all vocal expression from Thai women in intimate contexts is equally genuine. Some is real, some is professional performance, and the distinction matters both practically and emotionally. The genuine expression has specific characteristics. It is irregular rather than consistent. It arrives at specific moments rather than throughout. It catches her slightly off guard rather than being placed deliberately, and it produces a quality of surprise in her own face. The performed version is smoother, more consistent, more calibrated to what she believes the man wants to hear. It is a service rather than a response. Most men cannot tell the difference. The man who can distinguish who notices the irregularity, the specific timing, the quality of surprise is the man who knows when something real is happening and can respond to it accordingly. This is not a detective exercise, it is presence. The present man sees the real thing when it appears. He had been paying attention in a way he had not always paid attention before. He noticed the difference not between the sounds specifically, but between the quality of them. One had been placed deliberate, timed in a way that served the narrative of the interaction. The other had surprised her. He had seen it in her face, a flash of something unguarded that came before she had time to decide whether to let it show. He had followed the second one. Everything that followed was different from everything that had come before. Watch her face as much as you listen. When you find the genuine signal, follow it. Simply respond to it and see what it produces. One had been placed, the other had surprised her. He had seen it in her face before she had time to decide whether to let it show. The loudness this video describes appears most consistently when specific conditions are all present simultaneously. She is with someone she has genuinely chosen and genuinely trusts. She feels genuinely safe, not just physically, but reputationally. She knows the expression will not leave the room. She has allowed herself to be fully present rather than managing the interaction from a slight distance. When all 3 conditions are met, the restraint that governs her public life becomes temporarily irrelevant. What fills the space is simply her. Trust in Thai culture is slow to build and specific in its nature. When it is fully present, what it permits is significantly different from what partial trust permits. The specific fear of being heard, of reputation being compromised by private behavior, this fear governs enormous amounts of Thai female behavior, including intimate expression. When the fear is genuinely absent, what emerges is not cautious. It is completely itself. It had taken 4 months. The first times had been quieter. Reserved in a way that had its own warmth, but was clearly managed. By the 4th month, something had shifted, not suddenly, simply as the natural consequence of trust accumulating to the point where management was no longer necessary. He had noticed the shift before he could name it. He had thought, she is not deciding what to show me anymore. She is just showing me. He had understood then that what he had been experiencing before, which had been good, was a fraction of what was now available. Build the trust that creates the safety. Consistency, honesty, discretion, genuine interest in her as a person, these are not techniques. They are the actual substance of being trustworthy. She is not deciding what to show me anymore. She is just showing me. He understood then that what he had been experiencing before was a fraction of what was now available. The vocal expression that surprises foreign men in Thai intimate contexts is communication specific and readable, carrying information that most men miss because they are not listening for information, they are listening for confirmation. What she's communicating in the moments of genuine expression, this specifically, this place, this speed, this pressure, this person, do not stop, do not change, you found something real. What she's communicating in the quieter moments, still here, still present, but not there yet, keep paying attention. The man who reads this communication, rather than simply experiencing it as a pleasant sound, gets considerably more information about how to be present with her. Indirect communication is the Thai cultural default. She will almost never say directly what she needs or wants. What her body communicates is the closest she will come to directness, and it is considerably more honest than what her words would offer if asked. The man who listens for information develops a completely different relationship with the woman he is with. He becomes genuinely responsive rather than performing responsiveness. She knows when she is being listened to versus when she is being used as a soundtrack. He had started paying attention to what the expression was telling him rather than simply receiving it as pleasant. He had discovered it was specific. He had learned over several evenings to read it the way you learn to read a map, not perfectly, not immediately, but with increasing accuracy. The evenings had become significantly better as his reading improved. He had thought, I have been in the room this whole time. I was not really listening until now. I have been in the room this whole time. I was not really listening until now. Here is the thing that sits underneath everything this video is describing. Most men who come to Thailand or who are in relationships with Thai women are operating with an incomplete picture. They see the public version and assume that is most of her. They experience intimacy and receive some of what is available without knowing there is considerably more available to the man she fully trusts. The gap between what is accessible to the man she partially trusts and what is accessible to the man she fully trusts is one of the largest gaps in any cross-cultural relationship. And most men never close it because they do not know it exists. That is why I sat down and wrote a complete guide called From Hello to Her Bedroom, covering exactly that, 10 chapters. How to find her, how to show up correctly, how to build the trust that allows her to show you the undivided version of herself she is capable of showing. How to be the man this video has been describing rather than the man who heard about that man and hopes she cannot tell the difference. The mistakes? It prevents the wrong signals, the wrong speed, the conversations that closed a door you did not know was open. Those mistakes cost considerably more than $14 in lost opportunities, in the women who were looking for exactly you and never got the signal that you were there. For now, my guide is only $14 and it has helped hundreds of men succeed in Thailand. Whether you're looking for a Thai girlfriend or just a casual holiday fling, you can find the link in the pinned comment at the top. Go check it out. In specific environments in Thailand bar contexts, certain massage establishments, short-term commercial interactions, vocal expression during intimacy is a professional skill deployed strategically to produce a specific effect in the man. This is neither dishonest in a moral sense nor irrelevant. It is simply the professional application of a human capacity in a commercial context. The practical importance of knowing this is that it allows the man to correctly categorize what he is experiencing, to enjoy the experience for what it is, rather than investing meaning that was not there. The women who work in these contexts learn quickly what sounds, produce what effects in foreign men, and calibrate accordingly. This is professional competence. It is not the same thing as genuine expression. Both exist. The man benefits from knowing which he is experiencing. The man who mistakes professional expression for genuine expression makes decisions based on inaccurate information. He believes something about the level of connection present that is not supported by what is actually there. This is not a criticism of the professional version. It serves its purpose in its context. The problem is only when the man applies it to a context where it does not fit. He had been in the bar environment. He had been paying attention. The professional version was consistent in a way that real responses were not, it arrived on schedule, it did not vary based on what was actually happening. He had recognized it for what it was. He had not felt deceived. He had felt informed. He had thought, I know what this is. It is not nothing. It is just not the thing I am ultimately looking for. Consistency is the tell. Genuine response varies because it responds to something real. Professional expression maintains its quality regardless of input. He had not felt deceived. He had felt informed. He knew what this was. It was not nothing. It was just not the thing he was ultimately looking for. Before we continue, please subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any videos in the future. The most practically useful thing about understanding Thai women's vocal expression in intimate contexts is this. It is a direct and relatively accurate measure of the level of trust she has in the person she is with. The more managed and restrained the expression, the more she is still protecting herself, still in the space of partial trust, still maintaining the layer of managed presentation that public Thai life requires. The more genuine and unguarded the expression, the further inside the trust she has placed in this specific person. This means that the evolution of her vocal expression over time in a developing relationship is one of the clearest indicators available of whether the relationship is building toward genuine intimacy or maintaining a comfortable and pleasant distance. Trust in Thai culture reveals itself through behavior rather than statement. She will not tell you she trusts you more. She will show you in the gradual reduction of the management layer, in the increasing authenticity of every interaction, including this one. He had been with her 6 months. He had noticed the change not in one evening, but across many, the gradual reduction in management, the increasing frequency of moments that were clearly unguarded. He had thought, she trusts me more than she did. I can hear it. Then he had thought, I need to be worth that trust. It means something. She gave it slowly, and that means she does not give it easily. He had taken that thought seriously. Use what you hear as information about the relationship rather than simply as a pleasant feature of the interaction. If the expression is becoming more genuine over time, you are building something real. If it has stayed managed across many interactions, something in the trust building is not completing. She trusts me more than she did. I can hear it. I need to be worth that trust. She gave it slowly. That means she does not give it easily. This video began with a contradiction, the Thai woman who is reserved in public and unexpectedly expressive in private, and it resolves into something simpler than the contradiction suggested. The loudness is not a separate phenomenon from who she is. It is the completion of a picture that the public half of her life only shows partially. She is not two different people. She is one person in two very different contexts, the public context that requires management and the private context that permits fullness. The man who has seen both has seen her. Most men only ever see one. The man who reaches the private version has not discovered a hidden woman. He has been trusted with the full one. The experience of seeing the full person, both the managed public half and the unmanaged private whole, is one of the most intimate experiences available in any relationship. It requires her to trust and him to be trustworthy. When both conditions are met, what becomes possible is the relationship this entire channel has been describing. Two people who see each other fully and build something real on that foundation. He had seen her at the market, composed, efficient, navigating the social interactions of her daily life with the specific grace of a woman who had learned to manage herself in public. He had seen her in private, fully herself, unguarded, expressive in ways that the market version of her would find completely unrecognizable. He had thought she is both of these people equally. Neither one is more her than the other. He had felt in that thought that he was one of very few people who had been given access to the whole picture. He had not taken that lightly. He was one of very few people who had been given access to the whole picture. He had not taken that lightly. Creating those videos is often stressful next to a full-time job. So if you enjoy watching my videos, then please support me by subscribing to my channel. It just shows the algorithm that you like these kinds of videos. See you in the next video. And if you want to to learn everything about Thai women, how to get what you want, whether it be a lasting relationship with a Thai woman, or simply a holiday fling, the link to my guide is waiting for you in the pinned comment.